Hello, welcome back to another edition of our Simpsons season review. If you haven't seen any of our videos, please feel free and check them out. This episode will be reviewing Season 2, Episode 6, Dead Putting Society, which first aired on November the 15th, 1990.
Now, viewing figures for this episode, although it's down on the previous episode, still decent figures for it. Came in at 25.4 million.
Still decent.
Yeah, I mean, okay, as times have gone on, a lot of factors have come in for why programmes don't really get this amount. But still, for back then, to even garner that sort of viewing figures, it's still good.
To be honest, back then the episodes were watchable and enjoyable.
Yep. But yeah, the episode, it is a Bart episode, although Homer does take a prominent role yet again.
This is where we find out where Homer really does despise Ned.
Yeah.
And it's the first episode as well where we actually see the Flanders family as a whole. And Maud Flanders takes a more prominent role in the episode.
Yeah.
Because I think she's been in it in another episode, hasn't she? But
yeah, I think she was in the first episode when they were outside putting the lights on, was it?
I think so.
And possibly in the camping episode as well, because Ned was in that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, although we only see one of the Flanders boys in this one, I don't think we get to see both of them.
No, we don't.
Even though obviously there's only the one that pops up, Todd Flanders.
Yeah.
So no Rod in this one. But yeah, it's basically Homer's the setup point for this one. Basically, the setup for it is he's attempting to cut the front lawn
very badly,
with a lawnmower that may or may not be his. Most likely, he has borrowed it from Flanders
more than likely
many years ago.
And as when he was doing it, he only did this little patch, but then he goes to Marge, Duff.
Yeah, and even though Ned offers to help, he's quick to push him away, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's quick to basically down tools as soon as Ned offers to give him a pint, basically, because he's got his own little rumpus room sort of thing. But yeah, this sort of leads to Homer believing that Ned's showing off, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, is he showing off? It's like he offers him a drink, food. You know, he was only telling Homer what he had actually got. He wasn't exactly bragging. He was just talking to him, and he was a friendly neighbour for him, inviting him in. Yeah, like sometimes you could probably see it that way, but in a way, I don't think he was showing off.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there was points of it where it could be seen as showing off, like the fact that he has his own rumpus room, he's got beer on draft, but then sort of like love and affection from his son. It's like that's not Ned's fault that he has a son that loves him, whereas Bart doesn't love Homer, sort of thing.
That's Homer's fault.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, Homer's not exactly showing he's a good parent anyway.
No.
And then just the sly comment when he goes like, "What's better?" It's like, "Oh yeah, your wife's got a better butt than mine." It's like, well, that's just opinion anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I wonder how Marge would feel about that, knowing that
She'd very like it, would she?
Yeah. And yeah, you get two different aspects of this torn between whether it was right or wrong in the evening time. Seeing Homer's side of it firstly, with him like, oh, the way Ned spoke, and it's like, well, no, it wasn't what he said. Then Marge tries to find out, well, what do you do? What he does? It's like, oh, no. And this leads to Homer thinking that Marge is basically Ned's number one fan.
I think she's the only one who actually likes Ned Flanders.
Yeah,
she has no beef with him.
Yeah, through the series, it has sort of been. I mean, obviously, Bart's had a bit of problems with. I think with both Rod and Todd, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I think more towards Todd, sort of thing. And obviously home with Ned. I don't think Lisa's really had a problem. But
No,
again,
I
I
don't
think
think
she's
she
sort of
has.
been. But again, Possibly when the Flanders adopts him in later episodes.
Possibly.
Yeah, but yeah, it's mainly Homer and Bart. But yeah, Marge has always been that cooler head.
I don't think Bart literally dislikes him like Homer does.
No,
Homer's just got in Bart's head the way Homer said he hates the Flanderses.
I think it's more the fact with Bart is just like he doesn't want to hang out with them. He doesn't go out of his way like Homer does to be like, oh, get lost, Flanders.
Doesn't do his street cred any good hanging around with Rod and Todd.
Yeah, basically the church do good in children who don't even go to his school anyway. I think they might have done for either the early series or 1 or 2 series, but by the time we get to later ones, they're at a Christian or church school or something like that. They're never really shown. I think the only time they do actually pop up at Springville Elementary is just for storyline purposes, the whole continuity error sort of thing.
And I think this is the first episode where we see the Ned ringing Reverend Lovejoy for help in the early hours. Yeah,
basically from his setup, he's tossing and turning as well, believing he got angry and threw Homer out, even though he didn't exactly do it in the way he said. He thinks he snarled at him, even though he just like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to ask you to leave sort of thing. And like you say, ringing Reverend Lovejoy, who's like, at this point we don't know, is he not interested because he's half asleep, or is this just the setup for the fact of Ned Flanders is ringing me yet again?
Well, you wouldn't want to ring someone ringing you at that time in the morning.
Yeah. And basically the fact of Ned's trying to quote the Bible verse and he's like, oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, but it is morning, but...
Yeah, this leads to Ned deciding to write Homer an apology letter, even though really he's got nothing to apologise for.
No, he hasn't,
It should be really the way around.
Yeah, but that's Ned's character, though.
Yeah, and Homer finds him and has a go at him just before he's about to post a letter, and he just gives it to him and goes home. But then this leads to Homer reading the letter out, him, Bart and Lisa laughing and joking about it. Marge gets angry about it, yet subsequently goes out the room to giggle about it. But then she is like, oh, I wish we were like the Flanders and all this. And this is where we get to the set-up point for the main arc, or the second story in it. Homer says he's going to take the family all to play mini golf, but Marge and Lisa are busy, and Bart, whether he had anything planned or not, is just...
You don't have any saying it, he just goes, you're coming, boy.
Dragged along, even though Homer probably wishes he hadn't, because by the time they meet up with the Flanders, Bart's already beaten Homer anyway, and Homer's just like, he just cannot, even though it's mini golf, he can't do anything with it at all.
And when Todd tries to explain to him how he does it,
he's like, he gets annoyed at that, even though Todd's like, oh well, it's not about putting it, if you just hug the rail, it'll set you up for a nice easy putt later on.
Oh wait, it went in.
Yeah. And it's like that just leads to a bit more annoyance there. And then,
but then you see the actual competition.
Yeah, although Bart and Todd do sort of show an interest in signing up for it, I think, does Ned sort of talk up a bit, going like, Todd's going to enter sort of thing?
Yeah, he does.
But Homer is the one that's like, no, he's the one who forced it. He's like, oh yeah, he's going to enter, and what more, he's going to win.
He did brag a bit when he says, right, buddy, my Todd's pretty good. In that sense, he did.
But again, I think with Ned, when he sort of does that, it's more fatherly pride than what Homer would do. If Homer goes, oh yeah, Bart's going to win, it's like, yeah, because you're basically going to force him sort of thing.
Yeah, he says to him, doesn't he say, you got to win?
Yeah, basically, we'll get to that part, because I think that was more the one of the thing. Yeah. But yeah, Homer tries to teach Bart golf, even though it's like, well, just a minute, Bart was beating you at golf, so basically wanting to win, so why are you teaching him how to play when you can't even play?
Exactly.
But yeah, eventually this just leads to Lisa getting involved, puts a brain to it. Another occasion where Lisa proves that her brain is better than... Basically go to the library, they look up putting techniques.
Too many books, though.
Yeah, I know, it's like, really, would the library even let you check that many books out? I mean, I don't know about America, but no, in England, it's like, unless you change it, you can only really take out about 6 to 8 books. So it's like, whether that's America or back then, you could take out more.
Yeah, but he's not going to read all them books, though, is he?
Yeah, but to be fair, I think it's more the case of taking little bits out of it. But again, it leads to Lisa using a mass technique, or this way you need to hit the ball sort of thing.
But then she does that. She does meditation with him.
Yeah, she tries getting to meditate, clear his
something,
mind sort of thing.
like if a tree falls in the wood forest
and no one's around, does it make a sound? That's the one that makes him clear his head at first, because he does the one hand clap one first, and he's like, he tries to dissuade with that one. But yeah, so by that point, Bart's sort of like ready for it, even though Homer then attempts one final flurry with it to ruin it.
He does something creepy. In the morning,
he ends up sleeping by his bed all night, and then he wishes him good morning, but obviously because Bart's never experienced this in his life, he flipping screams his head off.
You gonna?
And then it's like, he asks him if he's ready for all this. He's like, you better win. It's like, oh, well, that's good positive thinking, isn't it? Just telling him he's got to win, and not like, can you win? And then you sort of have Marge wanting to give him steak for breakfast.
I know, yeah. Is that an American thing?
Yeah, especially when I first looked at it, it looked like she was doing him a fry up for his breakfast. Unless it was steak with a fry up, but that seems a bit stupid. But yeah, from this, Lisa wants him to eat oats, because apparently that's what winning Kentucky Derby horses eat. But yeah, so we get to the golf. Although it's been set up, it's been more sort of like it's Bart versus Todd. Because again, Homer sits him next to a picture of Todd wanting get to know your enemy, hate him and all this.
I don't think Bart literally hated him, to be honest, because when Homer had closed the door, he had that up and then he changed his look because he didn't want to fight with him by the looks of it.
Yeah. But yeah, it goes back to her point. It's like, yeah, he didn't have hatred for her. I think it was just a case of don't really want to hang out with him. But I think with this one, they sort of built a little friendship up out of the passion, well, not passion for golf, but the love of mini golf sort of thing.
Yeah, well, the main problem with the episode was Homer with Flanders. Flanders didn't have the beef with Homer. Homer had the beef with Flanders. That's mainly the episode.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically the tail end of this is we find out that it is an actual tournament, because it's like the way it's been set up this entire episode is like, oh, it's Bart and Rod going to be facing each other in this tournament.
Yeah, but it's other people involved.
They both get to the final, and miraculously they're both on opposite ends of the bracket, so they could actually face each other in the final.
Yeah.
And then they just decide that they want to call it a draw.
If you check the scoreboard, though, you see Wiggum. Not the scoreboard, if you check the actual board, you see Wiggum's name in there. Was that Ralph or was that Chief Wiggum?
To be fair,
Clancy Wiggum, sorry.
The way Clancy is, he probably entered himself into a kids' tournament. Yeah, he don't care.
I know, yeah.
But yeah, because at this point, has Ralph even been introduced to the... I don't think Ralph's actually been introduced as a character yet. Because it's like... Because again, it's like one of the earlier episodes, it's like there's a random character who has Ralph's voice.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, yeah. So unless it's just a case of he was a background extra child and he just didn't put him in there. But yeah, but leading up to this, Homer and Ned had made a side bet, or Homer had forced this bet through to prove he was better. Basically, because this is another thing that made the whole thing a bit strange. It's like you're thinking that it's Bart versus Todd for the whole episode, because it's like, oh, the father of the loser has to mow the lawn in has to mow the other's lawn in the wife's Sunday dress. It's like, again, just conveniently, it's like, oh, they both get to the final. It's like, oh, so it's like Ned's like, well, neither lost, so we don't have to do it. But Homer's like, because he thinks he's going to embarrass Ned, he's like, oh no, we still have to do it.
Yeah, but Ned enjoys it.
Yeah, and that's the final joke, the fact that Homer's done this to try and embarrass Ned, and in the end, he's the one more embarrassed because Ned's like, whatever sort of thing.
It was quite funny.
But yeah, so, yeah, basically, that's the backstory of the episode itself.
Yep, and if you never noticed a bit, you see Krusty the Clown is seen in the pool hall with no clown makeup and wearing his prison uniform. From Krusty gets busted.
I didn't even spot that.
Yeah, like I said, the other episode of you got to actually pause it to have a look and see these things. You can't, if you're watching the episode fully, You don't tend to look at the background. Well, I don't anyway.
And again, that's obviously something they just decided to probably use stock images from that episode, basically.
Yeah.
Probably just a way to pan out the episode, maybe running short or something.
Yep, and another thing, Ned is supposed to be left-handed, but he was writing with his right hand in this episode. So
that one's probably more easy to explain, because obviously with him only just sort of having a storyline at this point, we haven't even got on to the left Tory or that one.
Yeah.
So again, that just says that
that's
that
probably
point,
why
he's right-handed, but we'll only put the left-handed in once we bring the left Torium in.
So yeah.
So that it for the little nitpicks of it.
Any others do you want to add about the episode?
Alright, I think we move on to the pros and cons of it, really.
There is a few things on here, actually, to be honest. Some of the names that were shown to be competing in the tournament were Bart, Todd, Wigan, Ralph, and Monroe, and Martin Prince. So mainly from the school.
Well, yeah, because that's the way they set it up. It's like there's not really many kids in Springfield apart from the ones that go to Springfield Elementary.
Yeah, true, yeah. Apart from Todd.
Well, yeah, Rod and Todd, as we say.
Yeah. And this is the second appearance of Dolph and Kearney. When Bart is practicing golf in the pool hall, they are playing pool with Jimbo Jones. However, this is Jimbo's third appearance. He had a cameo during the snow day in Bart Gets an F.
Yeah, again, because back then, the supporting characters weren't really shown unless they were part of the main story arc sort of thing.
And in the scene where Bart and Lisa meditate barefoot, they both have only 3 toes instead of 4.
Well, to be fair, they have less fingers as well, so probably makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a look. The title of the episode is a reference to the film Dead Poets Society.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, it does. When Homer says that shot is impossible, Jack Nicholson himself couldn't make it. He is thinking of Jack Nicklaus. However, Jack Nicholson does play golf for fun and once got in trouble for striking a driver's car with a golf club.
That sounds about right for Homer, getting both names mixed up, because again they are very similar. I'm sure we've all made that mistake at one point or another.
Yeah, I think so, to be honest. In the movie Full Metal Jacket, Marines in basic training are ordered to give their rifles female names. A principal character names his Charlene.
That's in response, obviously, to the pussy. Yeah, we missed that little joke out when Homer's like, telling Bart to give his putter a name. He's like,
it's Charlene.
Yeah,
why?
He first it's like, it got to be a female name. Okay, Mum. No, Charlene. Your putter's name's Charlene. Why? Because I said so.
Yeah. The scene in which Homer instructs Bart to stare at a picture of Todd each day, concentrating on how much he hates him, could be a reference to the 2 minutes hate in George Orwell's novel 1984. Well, that covers that part of it. Let's work on the pros and cons of the episode. Let's work with the negatives first of the episode.
Homer's overall just attitude in this episode. I know obviously it's become a staple, but like we said, basically just the hatred of Ned for no particular reason. Ned's not really doing anything. Homer's just getting annoyed by the fact that the Flanders have got more than Homer. But then as we get on in the series, it seems a bit stupid with this because of the fact that the Simpsons always manage to have all these holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can understand a bit back here, but just the backstory it leads to, it just continues it, even though it's like, well, if this is the reason hates, because you feel like this is like the setup point for it.
It is, yeah.
But then later on, it's like, well, just a minute, okay. Some episodes in the later series are shown as not having the best of things, but then they're still managing to go on holidays all the time.
Another thing I didn't like is when Homer tells Bart, "You got to win." It's like, that's the thing I didn't like. He's putting pressure on his son that you've got to win. It's not competing. You've got to beat Todd.
Yeah, basically Lisa's got him to that point where he's believing that he can actually do it, and then Homer nearly ruins it right at the end. And then another thing that I know, obviously it's for the storyline, but just the fact of, it's a golf tournament, yet somehow Bart and Todd are kept out of each other's brackets, basically.
Yeah.
And yet they somehow both miraculously managed to get to the final to face each other, sort of thing. And I know, obviously, the episode's probably saying that, sportsmanship. But, again, would a tournament really be like, well, we're going to all our draw, the competitors want that? Would they not be like, well, no, you got to play until there's a winner, basically?
Well, yeah, definitely.
It just seems... I know, obviously, it was to get to the end, the very end of the story with the bet being fulfilled by both, but still, it just was a bit strange in the fact of, there's nothing in the rules that state that you can't have a draw if neither competitor wants to win, but it's like, well, if you're entering it to win. They should just sit around and say, no, you have to continue with it, sort of thing.
Were you trying to get something in this episode? Trying to say it's the taking part that counts? Were you trying to work the way towards that?
I think that was probably, as I say, probably twofold. Probably the fact of, winning isn't everything, and, like you say...
Got to be sportsmanship as well.
Sportsmanship, and sometimes it's better to just declare yourself joint winners or joint losers, whichever way they want to do it. But, as I say, it's obviously... Another reason he put it in, though, was just so he's like, right, both of them are going to have to go through with the forfeit, even if Homer was the one to force it through, sort of thing.
Yeah. Any other negatives?
No major ones that I can think of.
Positives? Well, it's got to be the ending of the episode. The good sportsmanship. It's nice that they both declared it a draw. Because they were both nervous. Todd's legs were shaking. Neither of them wanted to beat each other in the end.
Yeah. Also, Lisa wanting to help Bart.
Yeah.
Show a bit of sibling support there.
Well, she had faith in him.
Yeah.
Which Homer clearly didn't have in some part of the episode.
Yeah, Homer didn't, but at the same
time... Because when Homer says, should I wear this, Marge, or wear that? So
this is it. Homer shows no faith, even though he's the one who set the bet up. But again, talking to Marge, she doesn't really get anywhere, apart from trying to do his breakfast on the morning of the tournament. She's not really on either side of the fence there, really.
No.
Which is strange, considering the way she is in later episodes towards Bart. It's like she seems to be his main supporter in later episodes, but this one, she's not giving him support or criticising him. So it's like a strange one there with the way that one turned out with the Marge and Bart mother-son relationship sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Any other positives about the episode?
Can't think of any others.
Well, positive is, I'd probably say, Homer finding out that he doesn't like Ned. We sort of see the inkling of that in the episode. We're starting to see characters getting built now.
Yeah, to be fair, the Flanders backstory, Ned getting a bit more, Ned's first proper prominent role. Todd getting a bit of a storyline, because again, this is one of his very few. I mean, okay, I know it's alongside Bart, but really, I don't think either him or Rod have really had any real stories in it, have they? Because in Ned's had his storylines. Okay, Maud may have only had the one storyline, a death, but at least she had a storyline. The kids don't seem to get much, so nice to see Todd getting a little bit of a storyline, even if he was sharing the spotlight with Bart.
They've had a storyline where Marge looked after him, though, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but again, this is more, as I say, although it's a joint one, he gets sort of a solo.
Where was Rod?
He was the only one that... Only
They weren't mentioned either.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not like he hasn't been introduced yet, because I'm sure he was in the first series.
Yeah.
He was in the Christmas episode, weren't he? Again, unless it was one of those, they did that, maybe the writers forgot about him or something. Because again, Maud only gets a brief appearance.
Yeah.
It's all about Ned and Todd from the Flanders side of it.
Another thing, I'd like to know how old Kearney and Dolph are.
Well, to be fair, Kearney's age gets thrown around. So
yeah, it does.
Kearney seems to be both ends of the spectrum. Sometimes he's portrayed as being a slightly older kid, yet in others it's like, well, he's got a kid of his own. He's like, Otto says in a later series, like, oh, Kearney saying something, it's like, oh, shut up, Kearney. I was in flipping 4th grade with you. Why the hell are you still in there or something towards that fact?
Yeah.
So in that case, he's anywhere between mid-teens to fucking early 30s or something.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's one of the very few characters that has different ages. Him and Mr. Burns.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he's sort of like the exception to the continuity thing. Although I think most of the times they do portray him as being a slightly older kid, so maybe second to last or last year of school grade.
Possibly.
Probably say he's definitely never been portrayed as being 10. But again, him, Jimbo, and Dolph have always been shown as being the older kid sort of thing.
Yeah. I did like where Marge was sticking up for Flanders in the episode. I like that. She's like, she didn't take sides. She knew Flanders has got a good heart. He's a good guy. She didn't like the way Homer was with him in a way.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's Homer, his jealousy and just his realism of hatred towards Ned for no apparent reason other than the fact he just doesn't like him. And then obviously in later episodes we've seen he wants to see him fail.
He must have a bit of money, Ned, though. To be honest.
Well, yeah, because at this point we don't know what he does for work. I mean,
No.
Obviously, later episodes we found out about Leptorium, but again,
Well, we didn't know what he did before that, though, did we?
No. To be fair, I think in the Leptorium episode it was mentioned of something he was doing, because Leptorium was where he decided to open it.
The same one which Homer was dreaming about it closing down.
Yeah, the weird one, but obviously we'll
get to that at a later date.
One, another date. But yeah, I think possibly it was like, I think it was an office job or something he said in that episode. I can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, that episode basically set up the fact that he was starting up the Leptorium, so at this point he hasn't got the Leptorium. But yeah, so again, maybe that's a negative, the fact you don't really have backstory on what he does for a living. Just the fact that at this point he's just the Simpsons neighbour sort of thing. But yeah, any other positives, negatives?
Well, positive is where Homer thought he was going to embarrass Flanders, but then Flanders was wearing the clothes happily. He wasn't embarrassed. Homer was embarrassed for him, but Ned wasn't embarrassed.
Basically, good ending to the story. The fact of we've had this whole Homer dislikes Ned or hates Ned throughout the episode, yet in a sense, Homer gets comeuppance on himself.
That serves him right, to be fair.
By the fact that Ned, it did just sort of end it with the fact of, Ned is sort of standing tall. He's taken it in his stride, even though Homer is obviously embarrassed by the whole situation, even though he's the one who put himself in that situation in the first place. If you just left it the fact of, like Ned said, neither boy lost, so we don't have to do the bet. But no, he wanted to try and embarrass him, and in doing so, he's the one who ultimately gets embarrassed, and Ned just comes out of it smiling roses sort of thing.
But what sort of father tells your son to hate on another kid for absolutely nothing?
Just for the fact that he doesn't like the father, so you ultimately can't like the son because you need to beat him in this tournament.
Yeah, but Homer doesn't like him because he's bragging how much he's got. But Homer's meant to have a good job, though, as a safety inspector. So where's all his money going?
Especially even with these ones, it's like we joke about it now that he hardly goes to work at the power plant, but it's like even in the early series, how many times do we see him work at the power plant?
Yeah, not many.
I mean, yeah, we joke about it now, but it's like, well, he didn't really. He's probably spent less time at the power plant than anything.
When he is working in the power plant, he's doing nothing anyway.
I mean, okay, at this point, he isn't setting up any other jobs at the moment, because I think apart from the mall Santry, he's not had any other jobs yet.
Well, he was a mascot when we did in the previous episode.
Yeah. So yeah, basically he's only had like 2 little jobs, and that's 2 in 2 series, so 1 a series, unlike later series where it's like 3 or 4 times in a single series, and it's just like, well, why did the power plant keep employing him?
No idea.
But again, we'll hit a bit more on his revolving jobs when we get to
that'll be a good
episodes like that, or maybe a special episode on the jobs that Homer's had at a later date.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to the episode?
I think we've covered the episode, haven't we?
Yeah.
If you feel we've missed anything about the episode, and do you want to add some positive and negatives which you either agree or disagree with us, please comment down below.
Like, share, subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next video.